Hello, Southbridge. I'm standing here in the corner of Marcy and Main Street at the historic Mary E. Wells building. Today, we have quite a program for you. First, we're going to talk about the building. In 1916, this became the first public high school for Southbridge. The building served as a high school until 1960, when the new high school was built, and this became the main junior high school. It was named after Mary E. Wells, who was the co-founder and president of the American Optical Company. This building has seen many, many changes over its time, but none so significant as what we're going to show you today. The last few years, you've seen it sitting here on Main Street vacant. Well, today, we are going to tell you all about the news here in Southbridge and what to expect. I'm Denise Clemence. This is Southbridge Community TV, and we are going inside the Wells. Welcome back. We are here today with Rich Relic from Arch Communities and Scott Menpa, who is the designer, project manager for the Wells building. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here with us today.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, tell us what you are doing here on Marcy Street.
So last October, we started construction on the redevelopment of the Wells School. It's going to be 62 units of housing, apartment housing for folks aged 55 and older. It's a mix of 1 and 2 bedrooms and a mix of affordability, some unrestricted market apartments and some affordable market apartments. So we officially got underway in October, as I mentioned. It's going to be roughly about a 14-month construction cycle, so we're on schedule. Our construction team of Keith Construction is doing a fantastic job, and we're going to be on schedule for roughly end of year for completion. Wow. And we'll have a model unit available in October.
Wow, that's really amazing. People have been asking nonstop, how can they apply? I literally, I think once a week, I personally get asked, how can somebody get into the Wells building? So, you are putting something here that this community sorely needs. We've got some great elderly housing now, senior housing, I should say, not elderly. But this project is just garnered so much interest. Could you walk us through the timeline and some of the difficulties you've had with the project, and obviously some of the successes you've had with this project at this point?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Thanks. So the project is funded through a mix of financing sources. It's a combination of historic tax credits, both federal and state, and housing tax credits, federal and state, and then a number of other sources that are administered by the Massachusetts Department of Community Development and also Mass Housing, and our construction lender and our major investor is Bank of America. So we have a great team. It has taken a while. The thing that takes some time is putting together the funding sources. There are competitive funding sources that are administered throughout the state, and it takes several rounds to be able to secure enough funding to make the project a reality. So it definitely seems like it is a long road, and it seems like a long road, but all that time we're working behind the scenes, discussing, putting together all the building plans. The engineers have been working on it. We have a historic consultant that's been putting together the historic plan, the environmental plan. We took out the underground storage tank in advance of construction. So it's a whole long list of items that you have to complete to be able to get ready for the funding, and it definitely takes some time, but the good news is it provides enough equity and funding sources to do a really quality project, and we think it's going to be really one of the best or the best housing development in the area.
It's very exciting. I mean, we're talking over $25 million here is the information that I have, and that's just not small change to put into our community, and we appreciate that. And now, Scott, you've been on the design plan side of this, and I hear you're working with historic what do I say?
Tax credits.
The historic tax credits, but I mean, you've been dealing with people who understand history and making sure that our building maintains some of that great historic value that it has. I mean, built in 1916.
Correct.
Tell us about the design of the project.
Schools themselves kind of lend themselves well to residential design, the classroom layouts, square footages, depths, widths. All of that works very well when converting into a residential program, either 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom. Plus the corridors are wide. A lot of the infrastructure is already in the building. The structure is there. We're reusing the exterior walls, replacing all the windows. Some of the key features in Wells is we're retaining the lockers that were in the corridors.
Oh, wow.
Kind of keep with that school feel. All the existing stairways, I believe there's 6 stairways within the building. Those are all getting reused as well. So as a resident or a tenant kind of walks through the building, especially if they were a student once or if they were a teacher, they're going to recognize a lot of places in there. But then they'll walk through the unit of the door through their unit entry door, and they'll just experience something new. It's something that wasn't there before, and frankly, is, as adaptive reuse, it's quite astonishing what we're able to do with this building. And kind of like you mentioned with Vogue School, the architectural team, we were the architects of record for that.
Oh, it was wonderful,
well.
Wonderful to walk through that building.
And when we had the ribbon cutting for that building, we actually had a tenant come up that was a student, was a teacher, and now was a tenant. So 3 generations of being in that building, and it'll be there for another 50, 100 years at least, before somebody comes around and adaptively reuses it again.
That's amazing. So, I mean, there was an auditorium and a kitchen
Correct.
and all those types of things. Of course, we're going to be bringing some pictures soon of the inside of the wells. But so was any of that difficult to work around, or have you retained any common space, community space?
So the auditorium was retained. It's going to be deferred for future use. So it's not in the program right now, but we are making it safe, putting sprinkler systems in there. The old kitchens is actually going to be reused as the maintenance area. So maintenance office will be back there, compactor room, trash collection, things like that. And then, like I said before, the existing stairwells, the corridors, a lot of the high ceilings that were associated with the school. It's not a mill, so we don't really have a lot of exposed structure. Right. But again, a lot of the original classroom layouts will be retained, and will be reused. And someone will be sitting in their living room, and could have been somewhere 100 years ago that someone was taking English class. So.
I'm picturing chalkboard paint on the walls, right? So that if they want to do a little math equation, that would be kind of interesting.
Yeah, we do have a one amenity space, which is going to be a classroom area that's kind of like a maker space. Also, the old gym, it was a 2-story space. We built a new floor, and we created a new tenant amenity lounge.
Nice.
So it'll have a tenant lounge, a sitting area, yoga room, fitness room, movie room, and a maker space. Wow. And we were able to reclaim some of that existing flooring that was there as well. So you'll see a lot of that gym flooring used throughout that tenant and amenity space.
But it just sounds incredible, and I can't wait to see the final product. You've touched on the historical facts, and you've touched, obviously, we know it's a huge investment here. So, and now you're going to get a new road, too, right in front. That'll be great.
Even better.
I think people are looking for that road. So is there anything else you want to talk about as far as the building goes? You have a great work crew. I've watched them on all kinds of days. Is there anything else that you can give us for insight in terms of this project?
The construction crew has been great. Keith Construction, Chris Buckley's our project manager on the job. They've taken on these, and these jobs they're not easy. They're tricky. They you have a set of plans, and going in, you think you have everything laid out clearly. You do the best you can, but there's always surprises. When you get in these old buildings, you're going to find things. And Keith Construction has done a great job, and Scott as well, of being able to pivot quickly when we find an issue and solve it.
Right.
So we haven't lost any time in our construction schedule due to these guys, and we've just been thrilled about it. And just going back to one more thing, I just want to say, I knew you were a counselor at the time when we came in the initial time, the first proposal, and we appreciate you personally getting behind this project. It really got it off the ground with all the other counselors. Town manager Michael McCall has been fantastic. Andy and Mike in the building department, Chief Normandin, and Lieutenant Lavoie have all been great to work with. So we're really appreciative of all the help there.
Well, thank you for pointing that out. It certainly does take the entire village to make a project like this come to fruition. So I guess we thank you for your time here outside, and we are so looking forward to getting in and bringing some photos of what's happening. You've got some renditions with you, too. Do you want to hold them up for the camera? I know
Sure.
we're going to scan them in.
Yep.
We will be
Get
showing
you
you
those.
these, but you've brought
Just to
all the
give you
plans. That's pretty cool.
Just to give you an
nice.
idea of the, I guess, an
So that was my
interior
question too. Modern finishes. You're sort of a modern industrial look, or
Correct.
is there
Mix of old and new.
Okay.
We like to bring in, the shaker kind of style doors and the cabinets. Modern appliances, Energy Star, energy efficient. Recycled flooring, low VOC paints, all the modern amenities that everyone expects, but within the fabric of the existing building. So it's a nice mix of old and new.
So the units, I just want to make clear too, you mentioned how many, but we're talking one bedrooms. Are there any twos? Is it studios? What exactly do we have?
No studios. It's a mixture of ones and twos.
Ones and twos.
Yes.
Okay.
Mostly ones, yeah.
Mostly ones.
All right, that's great. And
Rendering of the tenant lounge that Scott was
Yeah, with the
mentioning,
reclaimed
so it's
flooring
got
that was in there.
space.
that's amazing. I mean, I'm not ready to move in yet, but I'm getting close, I think. Thank you so much.
It'll be a great space. And again, just want to, the whole team, development team with Rich and Wind Development and Arch Communities and Keith Construction and TAT, all our consultants, and especially the town support. It takes a lot, but we have a great team, and it's going to push it through the finish line, and you guys will be enjoying it soon.
One more thing that I think, before I forget to say it, is if folks are interested in learning more or getting on a waiting list, there is a website set up called livewellschool.com. Anyone can go on there and put their name in. If anyone, I know folks have emailed me over the last couple of years. I have all those names. I've passed them along to our management company. But if there's anyone new that would like to get more information, please do so on the website, livewellschool.com.
Awesome. So, can we come back here before the grand opening and get another scoop
The
and another
VIP
sneak
tour?
peek?
Yeah.
We
We
would
got
love
you.
to do
Absolutely.
that. Thank you so much for allowing Southbridge Community TV to come and do this with you today.
Thank you.
Now let's get inside and get some pictures for these people.
Absolutely.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you.